The proclamation of the Holy Gospel according to Mark. On that day, as evening drew on, Jesus said to his disciples, "Let us cross to the other side." Leaving the crowd, they took Jesus with them in the boat just as he was, and other boats were with him. A violent squall came up, and waves were breaking over the boat so that it was already filling up. Jesus was in the stern, asleep on a cushion. They woke him and said to him, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" He woke up, rebuked the wind, and said to the sea, "Quiet, be still." The wind ceased, and there was great calm. Then he asked them, "Why are you terrified? Do you not yet have faith?" They were filled with great awe and said to one another, "Who then is this whom even wind and sea obey?" The Gospel of the Lord.
Our Gospel passage for this Sunday is taken from St. Mark. We have been reflecting on how faith provides us with a vision of the world and of human life. Yes, we can view the world, we can view humanity from a scientific, from an economic, political, cultural, social perspective, from what we could call a rather natural and human way of looking at them. And they are not at all bad. But the faith opens our eyes and we see something else. In the first reading, Job had to contend with suffering, with storms in his life. And in the midst of a real storm, God opened his eyes. You human beings cannot understand everything. You cannot control everything. But I am here. The world is in my hands. God, even when we do not understand everything, God declares, I am here. I am the force behind this immense mystery of nature and creation. In the second reading, St. Paul tells the Corinthians that in fact there is a new creation. Not a creation that is just a product of natural processes, but a new creation that is perceived by faith in Jesus Christ. Because of Jesus' life, death, and resurrection, according to St. Paul, we view human beings from a new set of standards. We do not look at the world, at events in life, and at our own humanity in the same way that we used to. Because of the light presented to us by our faith in Jesus, wow, we see the world, we see human beings from a different perspective. And we ourselves, we live not anymore for ourselves, but for Him who died for us. What a vision, what a renewed vision of the world and of life. In the Gospel, we have a narrative. I think we can all identify with the apostles. They were together with Jesus in a boat. They were crossing. And, if you are, let's say, there were 12, with Jesus 13, to be in one fishing boat, now that's quite crowded, But Jesus ordered them, to come together. And so they did. And while they were crossing, there was a squall, and winds started buffeting the boat. And to make things worse, water started entering the boat. And they were already quite crowded, and the boat has been rendered heavy by 13 men. Now water enters it. Wow, the danger of sinking and them drowning was real. Who would not panic? Who would not cry out? Who would not think of how do we save ourselves? That's an instinct. You preserve your life, and you look at these forces, you are helpless, you panic. Then they turn to Jesus. And what do they see? Jesus was sleeping. Jesus was sleeping. Remember, they did not fully know who Jesus was. The true identity of Jesus would slowly be revealed to them. So at this point in their relationships, they knew him as a teacher, as a master, as someone brilliant, but the full revelation of the identity of Jesus has not yet come. So while they admired him, they also could not understand why he was apparently unperturbed, indifferent to the dangers. While they were all panicking, their master was sound asleep. And so they woke him up. Are you not concerned that we will all drown? Why are you sleeping there? Do something. Help us take the water out of this boat or whatever. But be active, do something. And he just asked them, why are you afraid? Why is your faith faltering? And he ordered the winds to calm. And the winds quieted down. Then they started asking, not anymore Jesus, but themselves, as though in a form of prayer, who is this man? Who is this man that sleeps as though unconcerned about our potential danger? And who is this man that is obeyed by the forces of the wind? And if they knew Job, they probably also entertained the thought, who is this man? Who is this man that sets limits to the winds? Who is this man that the waves and the seas obey? Who is he? Faith. Jesus challenges them. What faith? First, the faith that says, Jesus is with you. And even in the midst of the storm, that should give you consolation. You're not alone. Jesus is with you. That's faith. Faith is not just asking for a smooth journey. Faith is being able to say, the journey is rough, but I see Jesus. And that makes a lot of difference. A faith vision that enables me to continue with the journey and not be terrified. And on another level, faith is the assurance that this Jesus is truly divine. He is God, and he possesses divine power over the forces of nature and the destiny of human life. Only later on will disciples like St. Paul be able to declare, as in the second reading, yes, in Jesus we have a new creation. Creation is subject to him, and creation will reach its destiny. But we have to believe, we have to see that creation always has Jesus in it. And Jesus, with his resurrection, is in control of the destiny of humanity. Faith enables us to see a deeper meaning in the forces of the world and of human life. The visit of Pope Francis to the Philippines is still quite fresh in our minds. And I have to confess, when a typhoon came, Typhoon Amang came during the visit, and it hit land when the Pope was visiting Tacloban, of all places. I was like one of the disciples telling God, wow, Lord, there are 365 days in a year. Why choose this day to send this typhoon? Yeah. But then the trip to Tacloban proceeded, and wow, what a difference the typhoon made. It opened a vision of faith. Imagine the Eucharist being celebrated in the midst of the typhoon, the winds, and the Word of God proclaimed, and the words being thrown away by the winds.
Y cuando yo vi desde Roma esta catástrofe,
When I saw from Rome that catastrophe,
sentí que tenía que estar aquí.
I felt that I had to be here.
Y ese día, esos días, decidí hacer el viaje aquí.
And on those very days, I decided to come here.
Quise venir para estar con ustedes.
I'm here to be with you.
Un poco tarde, me dirán, es verdad,
A little bit late, I have to say,
pero estoy.
but I'm here.
But in the midst of all that, the faith of the Holy Father, the faith of the people was just marvelous to behold. No storm could destroy our faith. It's as though it was a big boat, and people were saying, yes, we will stay. Jesus is with us, and He will quiet the storm of our anxiety, of our pain. That's what faith adds to our vision. The word has been exposed. Let us now fulfill it.